here we are on the USDJPY for this week, and this is the 1 hour time frame. And so far so good this week. We have been selling the USDJPY. So let's quickly run through what we saw at the beginning of the week that gave us the idea of selling at that point. Now, if you look at the 4 hours time frame, we saw a simple ascending channel which we were supposed to be using to guide our trading activity for this week. So after connecting the series of higher highs and higher lows, we have an ascending channel to work with for this week. And the next thing one will be thinking, the natural thinking process with this kind of structure is to start looking out for opportunities to buy the USDJPY. But something interesting was observed during our live session yesterday, I think at the beginning of the week, when we zoomed into the current structure. And what we saw here was that as soon as price action tested the 140.750, which happens to be our key level for this week, we saw a sharp rejection of that areas by the sellers, giving us a clue that sellers are present around that area to negate any bullish attempt. And one more interesting thing about the structure is the fact that it also shares a confluence with the resistance line of that ascending channel, which is giving us an idea that price action might likely respect the resistance line like it has always been doing to incite a move back into the support line to probably push a trend continuation to the upside. So that was the first sign we saw at the beginning of the week. And then during the early hours of yesterday, we also saw another sharp rejection of the 140.750. And in fact, this time around, we saw a shooting star candle, which from a technical standpoint is a sign that reveals the presence of sellers in this market. And as a result of this new development here, yesterday we projected that we are going to be looking out for selling opportunities if price action breaks down, retest the 140.00 area. And this was exactly what happened during the New York session yesterday. And in fact, price action moved about 50 pips in our favor before we saw this buy pressure resume here, taking us out of our positions with a small profit, or at a worst case scenario, break even if you had moved your stop loss to break even. Now, with the current situation we have here, it is quite interesting that buying pressure is gradually being observed between that 140.00 area and the 139.700. And as you can see here, since last week Thursday, you can see that every attempt by the sellers to break down the structure here has been met with strong resistance from the buyers. And since in fact in the last 24 hours here, you will see how the nature of the wick of this candle has been. And in fact, we even have multiple hammer candles around this area, hereby revealing how present the buyers are from this current structure. And with this kind of situation, we cannot ignore the potential that buyers could likely take us out of the structure. So what we are going to be doing here is to see how we want to position ourselves to capture this move if buyers will finally break out of this zone. So in order to buy the USDJPY for today, we want to see price action break back above the 140.00 area, scale down into our lower time frame to look out for a retest of structure, which will further give us a confirmation of joining a bullish momentum. And if it so happens that price action breaks out of the 140.750, we'll definitely want to be looking out for more opportunities to add more position to our existing trade. So from this current structure here, we are going to be looking out for buying opportunity at the breakout retest of the 140.00 level. So that is what we are going to be seeing here to buy the USDJPY. Now, in as much as we're looking out for buying opportunity from this current structure, you know how we do it here. We want to ensure that we keep tabs with the opposite direction too as well. The potential of sellers at this point also cannot be ignored. And if we consider what has been happening here since the beginning of the week, like the retest of the 140.750 that was right there on Monday, we saw another rejection here again yesterday. It's a sign that seller still has some level of opportunities here to push price to the downside. And now if we zoom out of the structure and take into consideration the impulsive move that brought us into this choppy situation, you will see how price action is gradually transitioning into something that looks like a reversal pattern in the form of a head and shoulder. Now, if you look at this closely, you will see the left shoulder here, and it appears we have a head here, and the right shoulder still going through a transition phase, which is not yet confirmed right now. And if we do have this kind of setup, then the neckline at the 139.700 area will be serving as a platform that will be validating this reversal pattern if we see a breakdown of the structure. So for this reversal pattern that we just identified here to be mature, we want to see price action break down, retest the 139.700, after which we want to be selling the USDJPY for today. And there is a caveat to the sell expectation here, and that is the support line of this ascending channel. Let me zoom out so that you can see things clearly here. So this is the support line of the ascending channel. So we want to see if price action drops and continues into the support line here, we want to see how price action will be reacting to this level, as depending on how price action reacts to this level will determine if we are going to be adding more sell position to our existing trade or get ready to join the trend continuation to the upside. So if it so happens that price action continue to find buy pressure above the structure, and we start seeing structures like double bottom structure on our lower time frame right around that support line, then we have no other choice than to anticipate a trend continuation to the upside. But if it happens that price action breaks down the support line, retest of structure will definitely be giving us an opportunity to sell the USDJPY for today. So these are the things we are going to be looking at from this current structure. So I hope that you mark this out on your chart, and you might as well screenshot my screen so that you can use it as a reference point to guide your trading activity today. So you would agree with me that our center of focus for today is within the 140.00 area and the 139.700 level, which has been where price action has been ranging in the last 24 hours. So let's see how price action reacts to the structure, and definitely we shall be looking out for an opportunity from this level. I see your comment 2847. Thank you very much. I greet you too. I'm glad to have you around. So that is my view here on the USDJPY. If you do have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know in the comment section.